Oh, hey! Damn, wow. I forgot I could jump that high. It's Tom's Reefer. I'm standing in front of Masu Tangu, which, if you didn't know, if you're an idiot, is a 1965 Ford Mustang coupe that I completely dropped on a 96 Honda Civic chassis. I'm out of breath. I'm not gonna lie. I'm out of shape. So this is the world's first front-wheel drive turbo Honda 5-speed powered classic Mustang. The last time you saw this car, I put a hole in the transmission.
Oh, okay.
And then attempted to grenade the transmission.
Dude, come on, man. I was trying to stop.
And in turn broke both the motor.
Why are you doing that?
And the transmission. So this car has been sitting here under this cover for 3 months. I literally have not touched it or moved it or really thought about it that much, but we're here. I miss you. So it's time to do a GSR transmission swap and fix up this motor better than it's ever been fixed up before. I say we unwrap it like a Christmas gift. It's like a Christmas gift that nobody ever wanted ever. Woo! Wow. Whoa. There it is. This thing is an actual grunge pit from sitting here for 3 months. The Dynamat has developed a nice coating. You get a really fun swimming pool. Really fun swimming pool. I'm probably gonna get a disease for touching that. The passenger seat appears to have become a home for some sort of cat or other varmint. The steering wheel now has this really beautiful, just natural coating. Mother Nature is really, wow. The battery does not sound dead, which is surprising. Let's see what happens. Something here is telling me this car is not in the best mechanical condition right now. She's gonna need a little go-go juice, I think. Zip, zap, patty whack, give it dog a boner. Wait a minute. Let's start this bitch up. Running. It actually started. So the chassis that this Mustang is sitting on, a 96 Civic of course, is powered by a V20 motor. I think that the transmission in here just couldn't handle the power. It didn't have a single thing to do with me at all. But regardless, let's lift her up. Adios. Brakes are off. Goodbye. CV axle number 1. Thank you. Let's take off the shifter. I gotta pop out this pin that everybody calls the bitch pin. And once again, made that pin my bitch. Shifter out. Dangling freely. Yep. Slave cylinder popped off. Last bolt. Trans is ready to come out. You can lift her up. Sometimes a guy's just gotta have it jacked by himself, you know? Nothing personal about it. Fair warning, there is a real chance I'm gonna drop this transmission on the floor. Yep. Oh no, listen to that. Transmissions should not sound like maracas when you roll them around. Alright. Well, that's the first Honda transmission I've ever pulled before. Good job, Tom. Oh, hey, oh, hey. I have scavenged a real life Honda transmission out of what appears to be some... I don't know what the f I just took this out of, but this transmission is f***ed up, mate. Alright, that's enough cultural appropriation for today. Transmission's out, we're good to go. It's got a nice hole in it, and it also sounds like an instrument when you move it around. Yeah, it's pretty much mint. It doesn't need anything. I'm gonna put it back in. I'm just kidding. Okay, now, I bought this transmission off of Facebook Marketplace. I was told it's one of the stronger transmissions, a GSR, and because nobody ever relies on the internet, I'm just gonna believe them and say, yeah, it is a GSR. So here's my brand new mint condition GSR transmission. I'm gonna hope that I toss it in this car, and it works. Done. Trains is bolted back in now, just gotta do all the little stuff to get it back together. I think that's how you install them. Insertion. Wouldn't make. Alright. Bitch pin is in, once again, made it my bitch. Done. Now that the transmission is mostly installed in the car, I'm gonna use the extra space in the engine compartment to more comfortably install this new part, which is brought to you by the sponsor of this video, Jack Spanier Racing. Now there's nothing wrong with the intake manifold on this car, however, it doesn't look that cool. And Jack Spanier Racing once again hooked me up. They sent me this brand new fabricated billet aluminum intake manifold, and it's gonna look freaking killer on the car.
Tom's Reefer here with another unboxing video, guys.
I don't know why my voice cracks like that at the worst possible time. I love styrofoam. Snack for later. Thank you, Jack Spanier Racing. Ooh! Check this. Beautiful intake manifold. Fully TIG welded, looks awesome. Might give us a couple horsey torques, we'll see. They were nice enough to send all the hardware too, so this install should be very straightforward. Let's get this old intake off, shall we? Let us harvest this intake. I've gone ahead and taken everything from the previous intake manifold and put it on this billet intake manifold. Now I'm installing the injectors. I ran into a slight problem where the injectors that were in the old intake didn't fit in the new intake, so I actually took O-rings off of some Fox Body Mustang injectors and made them fit on here. Get the intake in where it needs to be, torquing these to spec. You hear it click. So now the intake is on, it's bolted on. I actually ended up using the factory fuel rail. It's bolted down using these little hold downs I fabbed up real quick. The old intake, the throttle cable mounts to the bottom, and there are no bolt holes on this intake for it. So I just popped off this little bracket that holds the throttle cable to the old intake, and now I'm gonna use a piece of flat stock bolted to the fuel rail. A little bit of bracketry. I'm over here to the fabrication factory. That's actually gonna be my bath water later. Here is my throttle cable bracket. Right where it needs to be. Give her a hit. Boom! The intake itself is now completely installed. Still got a couple things to button up before we fire the car up. But as for this very nice fabricated intake manifold, I'm excited to see how the car runs with it on. I'd once again like to thank Jack Spanier Racing for sponsoring this video. They have a website full of awesome aftermarket affordable Honda parts. Using promo code TOM, you can get 10% off of all products on their website. Let's get back to the action now. Click, click. Now if you remember the last video when we were attempting to blow the transmission up in the car, near the end of the video, the motor started running really badly. It started breaking up in the mid-range RPMs and the tach was going all over the place. And the only culprit to this I could think of is this cheap replacement distributor I have on the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss this stock distributor back in it. It's the same thing, but it's the one that I know works. Okay. Cat back on where she belongs. Get back in. I'm pretty sure we're at the last step here, putting this intercooler pipe back on and plugging in the blow-off valve. And of course, it does not fit like it did before. I don't know if you guys have heard, but they've been making some really high-end automotive racing parts. Quick at your local Ace Hardware. Go get you one. Because this shiny, pretty aluminum intake tube is not gonna be very nice to this cheap hardware store rubber coupler, I'm gonna use this trailer hitch to try to put a slight flare on the end of this pipe just so it won't want to slide off. Not only is this gonna work, it's also gonna look really bad. It works. And perfect. That's awesome. All right, now the new transmission is in, the new intake is in, everything's filled up with fluid, and I'm gonna see if it runs and drives. Did you just shake your head no? You know what really helps when you're trying to start a car up? Hooking up the battery. That's really helpful. I'm just kidding. It's fine. See. But it's acting like it has that same spark issue that it did when I shut it off last time. Okay, I just cleaned up the connections on the battery, put the old distributor cap back on, and cleaned up the engine to chassis ground. I'm gonna see if that helps. Breaks up. Alright. I haven't actually driven with this trans yet either, so I don't even know if the trans is gonna shift at all. It went backwards. Forwards. Woo! Clutch still works. I can already tell it's gonna break up again, but for now, let's just see if the trans shifts. Alright, first gear. It probably will. It just completely cuts out when it moves. Yeah, really. I don't know why it's doing that. Whoa! I don't know why it's overheating now, but it's overheating. Let's go! The lower hose is cold, upper hose is hot. Thermostat's stuck. Yeah, it's breaking up. It's acting really bad. It is not running well at all. Inspector / repairman Tom here. Gonna do a quick little wiggle of the pewter. Okay, let's just a little wigglage of the wires. Boop, 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 beep, 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 beep. Little squeeze of the plugs. No kicking of the plugs! How many times do I have to tell you? Do not kick the plugs, you only wiggle the plugs. I'm sure the wigglage of the wires had to have fixed it. No, it's getting hot again. It's getting hot quickly. Oh, okay. Okay, time to turn it off. Now we coast all the way home. We've now moved on to the second round of repairs. We're checking the fuses, trying to get the check engine light reader to work, draining out the coolant so then we can check the thermostat. We're also checking the plugs. We have the mechanical correspondent.
This Honda is an OBD1 computer that's been jumped with a pigtail harness to an OBD2 harness for the B20 from a different year.
I think we're gonna try to test the TPS sensor right now and see if that is the issue. Because like you just saw, the car cranks forever now and doesn't start.
We fixed the overheating issue though.
Brand new thermostat. Now we're gonna troubleshoot the sensors. We're on green. Parts runner. Let's get a new TPS sensor. We have secured a new TPS sensor from AutoZone.
Turn key on.
There we go. Sweet. All right, it's set.
Bada bing, bada boom, let's drive it.
Piece of shit.
Well, we'll go juice up in there. Go! Alright. Okay. Well, it is approximately, what, 35, 40 degrees right now?
If that.
We're gonna go for a testy run.
With the new throttle position sensor.
TPS, baby. All right, after a lot of work troubleshooting, let's see. I stalled it. The moment it hits serious boost, it might get that pedal. Not even 4
I think you're hitting boost cut, honestly. We don't have a gauge to read. We don't know if it's boost creeping or not. New intake.
It was doing it before the intake. And see, boost isn't even, it's not even spooling there. And the tach goes to dead. The tach dies. Oh, and it's hot again. It's already at 230. That's warm. I mean, the car got hot. I don't know if the thermostat just took a second to open up or if it's stuck, but it got hot again.
Probably still burping bubbles out.
We haven't put Fresh E85 in it, but I don't know if that's gonna fix it because every time it cuts out, the tach goes to 0. So last straw is putting some Fresh E85 in to see if somehow it was just low on fuel or had bad fuel. In case anybody was wondering what you have to do to film off the tango up in fuel, it's this. Get it to the last little bit. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Just gotta like give it a flick or two, a wiggle or two, so it doesn't dribble down your pants, you know?
Your gas can might have a weak prostate. No, we gotta check it real quick.
What? 5 gallons of Fresh E85.
Let's go, come on! Let's go for a ride, come on!
Temps at about 160. Alright, are we ready? Does it hit boost? No! No point in driving it like this. Well, temp's fine now. All right. All in all, the car has a brand new Facebook Marketplace GSR Trans in it that actually shifts really nicely. It's got a really cool fabricated billet Jack Spaniel Racing intake on it now that seems to work fine, but it still has the same issue it did the last time we drove it. After a lot of troubleshooting, a lot of new parts, a lot of fresh fuel, and a lot of time, we're thinking we just need to take it to the tuner and have them look at the tune and the ECU because we believe it's in some sort of limp mode right now. So, we will see you soon with more Monster Tango content, better than ever. I hate this thing. Bye!